So, you, me, character spotlight? I can see this happening. How can any mare resist? Tall, dark, villainous, arrogant, cowardly, and not to mention your whoopee factor. Was it the tall part? Because size doesn't always matter. Oh, who am I kidding? Yes, it does. Hello, my loyal subjects. Heather Blossom here, and welcome to this week's Character Spotlight. This week, I'm going to be tackling a very special character, one that encompasses what I love in villainy, Ahuizotl, the arch nemesis of Daring Do. You may look at this guy and think, whoa, where did that come from? Well, the Ahuizotl is actually an animal in Aztec mythology, also known as Thorny One of the Water. It was a creature said to have the face of a dog, fur spiked from the water it dwelled in, and ape-like hands with one protruding from its long tail. It was the scourge of fishermen everywhere. It is said if a person were to wander too deeply in its river domain, its tail hand would burst through the water and drag them to the lowest depths to feed its lust for human flesh. It is also rumored the Ahuizotl favored the crunchier parts of human anatomy, such as nails and teeth, and absolutely adored eyeballs, and I'm not talking the cheap Halloween candy type. It also liked to lure unsuspecting victims by feigning the cries of a child, only to leave slippery and deformed bodies to wash up on shores. The good news is anyone who became victims to the Ahuizotl were destined for paradise, so there's a good side to everything, I guess. Obviously, My Little Pony took some liberties in characterization when it comes to the Ahuizotl I know and love. His design, though, I would say is very loyal to his Aztec roots. His jewelry has obvious Aztec influence, and I want to draw some attention to the choice of colors he bears. The gold and red of his accessories often are that of riches, and the Aztec thought no less. But what's more interesting are the colors of his body, different shades of blue. Sure, this could just be an homage to his river origins, and that would be interesting enough. But blue is a very significant color to the Aztecs because wealth to Aztecs was weighted in jade and turquoise stones. They were so valued they even linked them to the power and glory of the sun and moon. But here I am just ranting about his early development. What about the actual character I'm here to talk about? In the show, Ahuizotl has had 2 appearances, totally creaming our last spotlight guest who had a whopping total of uno. And in each, he's been depicted as a pretty straightforward villain. He seeks power and anything in the name of his self-interest and has an army of henchmen, designed in an Aztec style I might add, with a small pack of felines in his service. Even though that kinda doesn't make sense because he's part dog. Or maybe that's why they listen to him, because cats and dogs and... Or maybe the henchmen and the cats follow him because they're afraid of being drowned in the river! Headcanon accepted. Anyways, we have more than the show's depiction to go on when it comes to Ahuizotl, as he's also been featured in 2 of the Daring Do books from the Daring Do Adventure collection. Spoilers ahead, so leave now, you've been warned. This is where the more cowardly aspects of his character are best presented. In the show, we've heard this guy roar and rampage through a jungle without a care. In Daring Do and the Eternal Flower, we get to see him, or read him as it were, flinch and cower at the sound of a distant dragon. Though if you think about it, any sane person should. We also get to see more cruelty. Don't get me wrong, we are not going to see Ahuizotl eat someone's eyeballs anytime soon, but the books try to make him go in a darker place than you would think. In Daring Do and the Eternal Flower, he imprisons Daring's unicorn uncle and puts a cylindrical chain around his horn that seals off his magic, which the book stresses is a very cruel and unusual type of punishment. Like tying up a Pegasus by their wings or putting an earth pony's hooves in cement blocks, but worse. He is also a huge factor in the development of the antagonist in The Masked Thief of Maripor, as he had brutally scarred his Cutie Mark. If you know MLP, or at least seen one Cutie Mark Crusader episode, you know that cutie marks are a big deal. He might as well have scarred his face, since what he had done was the equivalent of scarring who this pony was as a person, their whole identity, and he had no respect for it. Ahuizotl is vile. Ahuizotl is relentless. Ahuizotl is a beast. So why aren't enough fans bowing down to this guy? I hardly see any work devoted solely to this character. Whenever there's something with him featured, Daring Do is always tagged in somehow, and that is not right. There is so much we can do with him. His origin for one. Who is he? Where's he from? Are there more like him? Are his people extinct? Is it racist for me to assume that just because he's the only one we've ever seen? Is he some sort of king? How did he get to where he is? We should be demanding answers, people. I just find it so frustrating. Sure, I haven't always known the interesting facts of his off-screen development, but I just can't understand how people can't see great potential. He is everything I need a villain to be. Cruel, unyielding, selfish, powerful, and just so gosh dang beautiful. I'm Heather Blossom. And was that good for you? Because that was good for me. Ow! You need to stop doing that.